Gotta get some things off my chest, family. Gotta get some things off of my chest. I have really been holding back a lot of my emotions and a lot of my feelings as to the current climate of today. This is ODJ, Otis Drip Jones, MrDoItMan himself. And I just got to get some things off of my chest. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and now George Floyd. Enough is enough. I am hurt. I'm saddened because we as black people continue to be treated like animals. And it's really heart-wrenching. I finally watched the video of the young man in Minnesota, Mr. George Floyd. And I literally saw this man's soul leave his body. This man was crying out to the officers and telling them that he couldn't breathe. And it got so bad to the point that this man cried out for his mother. A fully grown man crying out for his mom. Whatever he did is irrelevant. He may have been a criminal. I've seen some reports saying that he was accused of fraud, and that could be true. I understand that in the world, especially in the United States of America, there are criminals. And criminals do criminal things. But just because he's a criminal or may have been thought of doing a criminal act doesn't mean that he is to be treated like an animal and killed for no reason at all. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And then his partner, who is a minority himself, an Asian American, is defending this white supremacist cop with his knee on this man's neck. And that's what it is, simply white supremacy. White people, I'm fine with white people, but I hate white supremacy because white supremacy says that my race is better than you. And that was an act of force, an act of authority, saying that you're beneath me. And he literally sat there with his knee on that man's neck for minutes while those people on the street were calling for him to get off of his neck. Mind you, the young man was handcuffed. He was handcuffed. Yes, he was moving. If somebody had their knee on your neck, you would be moving too. The lady saying, oh, his nose is bleeding. The cop, the young black man is out there saying, oh man, you're wrong for this. And nothing in this man caused him to take his knee off of another human being's neck. Enough is enough. I'm tired. I'm fed up. Listen to this, you all, family. I'm saved. I'm sanctified. And I feel with the Holy Ghost, but that does not mean that I am not upset. That does not mean that I'm hurt. Listen to this. I have 3 sons. My oldest son is 19 years old. That could have been him. That could have been him. Every day, me, myself, living in Monroe, Michigan, have to walk around looking over my shoulder because I don't know who's going to be intimidated by me just because of the color of my skin. And it doesn't matter what I wear. It doesn't matter how I speak to a person. Just the mere fact that I have black skin, people who does not have the same skin color as me are immediately intimidated. It doesn't matter if I have a smile on my face. It doesn't matter if I say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am, and speak in the manner that my parents raised me. That does not matter. Just the mere fact that I have black skin, they're automatically intimidated and afraid of me. And it's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. I told my wife on Sunday mornings when I used to walk around, I said, baby, I better start walking on the street where there's light because I don't want somebody to come out and shoot me thinking I'm trying to get in that house. All because I'm black. I go on a 2-mile walk every day, and you best believe I have my good friend, Mr. Roscoe, on my side because I just don't know what's going to happen. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Not only do we have to deal with this pandemic, this crisis, situationally and emotionally, we have to deal with us still being afraid of living every day. All because we're black. It doesn't make any sense, and I'm tired. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's time for us to stand up. It's time for us to fight and to cry out and to speak truth to power every chance we get. Yes, our bottom line may be affected, but you know what? It's time for us to speak up. It's time for us to stand up for right and righteousness. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And what happened to Mr. George Floyd is purely wrong. It's evil and it's rooted in white supremacy. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. It's time for the church to stand up. It's time for the church to speak out. It's time. The time is now. Enough is enough. We have people that's coming behind us. Just as we are standing on the backs and the shoulders of those who died for us to have the rights and privileges that we have now, so many of our youth are coming behind us, and we have to pave the way as much as possible. As much as possible. That's why I hate to hear a black person say they don't vote. Yes, politicians lie. Yes, they're going to say whatever they need to say to get in the office. But the only reason why I vote is because people died for me to have that right. So I honor them every time there's an election locally or on the biggest level. I vote because people died for me to vote. Enough is enough, y'all. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm enraged because I saw that man crying out for his life, telling these cops that he can't breathe. And when he said mama, he cried out for his mom. Lord have mercy. I got that frog in my throat, that big lump in my throat. I watched them kill that man. I watched that man die. And don't forget, this is the same place where Philando Castile was murdered. Let's not forget Philando Castile. Let's not forget Sandra Bland. Let's not forget the many others that has come before this point. But when is enough is enough? And I suggest to you, my brothers and sisters, that enough is enough. And I'm tired. I'm tired. We have rights. We have rights. We have rights. We have rights now that we're considered all the way human, because, you know, we were once considered 3/5 of a human being, but now that we are considered all the way human, we have rights. We have First Amendment right and we have a Second Amendment right. So yes, should you arm yourself? Oh yes, you should arm yourself, because I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. I'll be carried by 6 when it's my time. We need to protect ourselves. My daughter asked me, she said, Dad, why do you always have a gun on your side? And I said, first of all, baby, because I love you. But second of all is because it's my right. I'd be damned if somebody come in my house and I not protect mine. I'd be damned if I be driving along the road and somebody try to come against me and my family and I not protect mine. Enough is enough, you all. Enough is enough. And I'm tired. And I'm going to speak out. If nobody else speak out, I'm going to speak out. I can't stay quiet no longer. I can't stay quiet no longer. I have to speak out. Enough is enough. It's time for us black folks to stop fighting one another and fight the fight that is against us. Do we realize the evil that's in the White House? We don't have any time to fight one another. We need to band together and fight the powers that be. I hear public enemy in my mind. Fight the power. Yes, our enemy are not the ones that look like you and I. The enemy is those who are in high places, who has the system set up against us. The enemy are those who enable white cops who are rooted in white supremacy to hold their knee on the neck of a handcuffed black man who's showing no threat until his soul leave his body. That's the enemy. The time is now, y'all. The time is now. Y'all pray for me because I'm mad. I'm mad. The world that we live in is changing each and every day. When you have men who can go to Walmart with the KKK hoodie on their head, Lord have mercy. Look at the world we live in. Look at the world we live in. Everybody know what the KKK stands for. Everybody know what it represents. But you're bold enough to go into Walmart and shop with your KKK hoodie on. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. I'm going to speak out. Every chance I get, every opportunity I get, I'm going to speak out. Enough is enough. We're human, and we demand to be treated like we're human. We're human, and we demand to be treated like we're human. We're tired. I'm tired of seeing us get killed on national TV. That young man jogging in Georgia, they hunt him down like he's an animal, like he's prey, like they're going to hunt something, some kind of big cat or something, and shot that man. Those folks in Kentucky going to the wrong house and shoot and kill that woman. Enough is enough. And it doesn't matter if this man was accused of fraud. It doesn't even matter if I heard somebody say, well, he's on crack. It don't matter if he was on crack. He still did not deserve to have that man put his knee on his neck until he died. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, y'all. Time to speak out. Time to speak up. Time to stop being afraid. Time to speak up and speak out. Wrong is wrong. And that was wrong. No way that man should have died because of fraud. Do you know how many people commit fraud? You know how many people committing fraud right now? Fraudulent unemployment claims. We talk about fraud. It's non-violent. It's a non-violent offense. It's fraud. It's non-violent. Fraud doesn't say hold your knee on a man's neck until his soul leave his body. I watched that man literally die. He died. So yeah, they were fired. That's the first step. It's 4 cops that were fired. They haven't released their names yet. I don't know why they're murderers. Haven't released their names yet. But that's the first step, that they were fired. Let's see what happens now. Let's see if they will be convicted, thrown in jail first because they need to be in jail. They're a threat to our society. They're a threat to the community. Let's see if they'll be put in jail like they do us. with no bond, a revoked bond, because they're a threat to the community. That's the first step. They're fired. Let's see if they'll go to jail, and let's see if they'll be convicted. It's conviction or nothing. Nothing less than conviction. Nothing less than conviction. Those men in Georgia, nothing less than conviction. All three of them. I don't care if you were just driving in your car. How in the world you just so happen to be driving in your car and you just so happen to video this man's murder? You are a part of it. You're an accomplice. And you should have been arrested when they got arrested. And the only reason why, Lord have mercy, the only reason why they were arrested is because we as black folk, we flooded social media and we demanded that something happen. My brothers and sisters, we are powerful. We are powerful. We have power. Our dollars have power. Our voice have power. And that's what they don't want. They don't want us to get on one accord. Because if we get on one accord, we're a mighty force. And when we come to the realization that the fight is not amongst those who look like you and I. When we get on one accord and when we start owning things, we put our dollars together. When our dollars stay in our community, that's what the Asians do. That's what the Germans do. That's what the Vietnamese do. Their money circulates in their community 7 times before it leaves. We need to start supporting our own. We have power. We have power, but the reason we don't realize power, now this is just my hypothesis, is that we suffer from post-traumatic slave syndrome. Slavery has damaged us. But at some point, we have to break the chain. We have to break the curse, and we have to get on one accord and stand together and fight the powers against us. Scripture tells us that we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities in high places. They want us to fight each other so white cops can continue to kill people like George Floyd. Enough is enough, my brothers and sisters. I done ran and raided enough, but I'm mad. And I hope and pray that somebody else is mad too. I hope and pray that somebody else is mad too that will join the fight with me in speaking out. Speaking truth to power and calling wrong wrong and helping one another out. Not belittling and demeaning our black brothers and sisters, but help each other out. Enough is enough. I love you, Facebook. Thank you for listening to me, Rant and Rave. You'll be hearing more from me, ODJ MrDoItMan himself. Thank you very much.